let's catch up. So, a long time no talk, and a lot has happened. As you can see by the title of the video, it's so weird to say that, like, I'm pregnant. It's so weird to say it. And you guys have been asking for a like Q&A, just a little catch up to fill you all in about it, and like any expecting mummies have been asking me like advice and things like that. Obviously I'm not like a pro, nothing I say is like an expert medical opinion. This is all just how I've experienced the first trimester. I'm now in the second trimester, and yeah, so I've grabbed myself a Coke Zero caffeine free because I'm not allowed too much caffeine. Don't get me started. Also got myself a snack in case I get peckish, because I am ravenous. I could eat anything right now. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Also, this little glass here was made by Ellie's Creations on Instagram. I will tag her on screen. They are so cute. You can put like anything you want with them, or she's got designs that she's already got, but oh, they are adorable. Anyway, ask you guys questions on Instagram and I've got them all on my phone here, so we're just gonna get straight into it. So first question, this was the most common question: was baby planned? So the short answer is yes. Basically, me and Chris had the discussion, like the talk, and we'd said like I'll come off contraception, and if we get pregnant we get pregnant, and if we don't we don't. We were like, if we fall pregnant, yay, if we don't then it's okay. And I was testing every single time. I was very aware of it, and I had tests like ready and things like that. You see, you catch the vibes? So yeah, short answer, baby was planned. Next question, how far along are you? So today I am 13 weeks and 1 day. It was so hard to keep secret from everyone. Like, I don't think you understand how hard it was. Like, I went so quiet on social media and everyone saw this, and everyone was like, afterwards messaged me, like even like some of you guys were like, oh, so that's why you were quiet. Like, I went so quiet because I'm not good at keeping secrets, and I don't like keeping things from you. So it was so hard. Hardest thing I've ever done, keeping a secret from all you guys. Like, honestly, I was like, I just can't post. But yeah, that's how far along I am. This was a really, really common question. People were like, were you scared at first? So me and Chris found out together, so we did the test together. So I didn't film his reaction, I didn't film our reaction, because I had like, another question was, did you have any symptoms? So leading up, no, I had nothing. I literally was just late on my period, so I tested. But apart from that, no symptoms. Like, I was in Marbella like the week before, like on holiday, chilling, like literally, like I tested like 3 days after I got back from Marbella, I think. I had no clue, like I had no symptoms, nothing. I just literally was late on my period, so I tested. So I wasn't expecting it to come back as a yes, because before I've tested and had like symptoms, but it's just been my period symptoms. But obviously they're very similar, so it's hard to tell. But I literally had no symptoms. I was like 5 days late, and I was like, this is a bit weird, because like I'm 3 days late fairly often, which isn't convenient, because when you are like actively like knowing that you could be falling pregnant, it's a bit annoying because you'll be 3 days late, and then I wasn't quite often, but I was 5 days late, so I thought, right, this is a bit weird, let's test. So I didn't think to film, because I really didn't think I was, and the one I filmed all the ones I'd done before that. The one time I don't film is when I am, do you know what I mean? But it was, I don't regret not filming it, because it was a really nice intimate moment between me and Chris. Question was, were you scared? So we kind of just sat in our bedroom for like an hour, just sort of going through all the motions. Like, we were really, really happy, obviously, but it is scary. Like, hands down, it's scary. Like, you don't know what you're doing until it's given to you. Do you know what I mean? I can't really describe it. No one knows what they're doing when it's things like this. And like, we were just sat, like, we were like going through the motions, like we were laughing, we were happy, we were like crying, like cry happy. My dog's barking, sorry. It was a roller coaster of emotions, and definitely one of them probably was scared. I don't remember all of my emotions in that moment because it was such a roller coaster. But yeah, I definitely probably was scared at one point, but I don't remember actively being like, oh, I'm terrified, oh, I'm on low battery, you're joking. So sorry if the angles changed or the lighting's changed. I had to end the video and recharge my battery, but anyway, we'll get straight back into it. The next question was, do you have a bump? I don't know, you tell me. Like, a bit, not much there, but I didn't think I would show like this quickly, but apparently it's all like genetic stuff, and my mum and my sister showed really quickly when they were pregnant. So I don't know if that's true, but Next is, what symptoms did you have? So in my first trimester, it was quite literally the most difficult 12 weeks of my life. And that sounds awful, but it kind of was. I had morning sickness, but it wasn't just morning sickness. I had it all throughout the day. I had nausea all the time. What else? I had headaches that turned into like migraines. I had back pain. I had all sorts. It wasn't good. I could barely function. I had really bad food aversions. I couldn't eat any sort of chicken. It made me feel sick. I couldn't eat. It's making me feel sick talking about it. I couldn't eat most meats, to be honest. The meats made me feel ill. There was quite a lot of things. But my sickness is easing now. I don't really have it as much. As long as I eat something as soon as I wake up, I won't throw up like the whole day. So yeah, I had quite a lot of symptoms like throughout my first trimester, and it was not fun, I'll tell you that for free. But it's all part of it. You're literally growing a human. What do you expect your body to react like? Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it is hard, and no one told me it would be that like sort of difficult, but it was. But I got through it, and we're here now, and I promise you, if you're feeling the same as I did, it gets better. Like as soon as you hit that 12-week mark, you start feeling so much better. So hold out, it's okay. Next question, what made you take a test? So I kind of already answered this earlier, but it was literally just because I missed my period, because I didn't have any symptoms, nothing. Like I said earlier, it was literally just because I was like 5 days late, so I was like, I should probably take a test, and then I did, and I was pregnant. Next, what gender do you think the baby is? So most people that I have asked think it's a girl. I'm not going to share what me and Chris think it is, because that's just like personal, but most people think it's a girl. There's the odd few people that think it's a boy, but that's just because people say that the girl takes all your beauty and like makes you feel like crap, which is how I felt in my first trimester, and the boy gives you all your beauty. But I feel fine now, so I don't know, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not sharing what me and Chris think it is, but a lot of people have predicted girl, and a few people have predicted boy, but most people have predicted girl, and a lot of you guys have predicted girl in my DMs and things like that. So yeah, that's what the general consensus is. Have you thought of names? Yeah, so we do have a list of girl names and boy names, but oh my days, I didn't realise how like hard it is. Like obviously you have names picked out when you're younger, and I do have a name for one of the genders that I have had picked out for ages, and it's very likely that I'm going to use it, but I'm not sure, because obviously Chris needs to like the name as well. But it's so hard. Girl names are harder to find than boy names, I'll tell you that. But oh my days, it's like, it's all well and good when you're younger picking names, but then when it comes down to it and you're actually naming a human and they've got that name for the rest of their life, it's so much harder. You've got to think about it so much more. This was quite a common question. Did you always want to be a young mum? Yeah, I always said I want to have my first kid between the ages of 20 and 22. I've always said that. It's always been a thing. I've always said it, and I stand by it. And look at me now. I'll be 21 when baby's born, so that's like literally in between when I said. And Chris has always wanted kids like as soon as, like, he is baby crazy. So perfect match really, and we both are really happy, and it's worked out exactly how we wanted it to, which is a very rare thing to happen. So yeah, we're very grateful. Next question, how did your family react? So when we'd found out, obviously right now we're living at Chris's parents' house because we're waiting to move into our new apartment, which is very soon. I'm literally in the midst of filming the moving vlog, so keep your eye out for that. Chris's parents were obviously downstairs. It was literally me and Chris in the house, and his parents were downstairs. So we were like, right, after we'd processed it and sat here and like had a nice little moment together, we were like, right, let's go tell your parents. So we went downstairs, sat in the living room, we were like, oh, like, can you come in? And then his mum walked in and went, you pregnant, are you? I didn't even have a chance to say it, she just knew straight away. It was random. And then we had like a lovely little moment, and it was lovely. They reacted amazingly, as obviously they will, but like, I know some people aren't in that position where they feel comfortable to tell their parents. But yeah, very grateful for the reaction that we had, and then because my parents live an hour away, I decided to call them and tell them, and they kind of knew it was coming by like the tone of my voice and what I was saying, and they were really happy as well. Everyone's reactions are really good. Like now everyone obviously knows, but before we announced, we told like all our family, all our immediate family, like siblings and stuff, and then we also told our close friends, like anyone we didn't want to find out through social media, we told like 2 days before we announced, so we could get it all, or I think it was like 4 days before we announced actually, to make sure everyone that we wanted to know beforehand knew before we announced. How did Chris react? That's been a big question. So obviously I was there with him, like I said earlier, when we did the test. We were both like looking at the test, waiting for it to like do its thing, and it came up and my mouth physically was like, because I was so shocked because I didn't think I was. Chris just had the biggest grin on his face, and then we sort of swapped, and like he was in shock and I had a grin on my face. Like it was a whole roller coaster of emotions, like I've said, but Chris reacted amazingly. He was so happy. He gave me the biggest hug and the biggest kiss, and he was like crying, like happy crying. And yeah, when we went for our first scan, it was lovely. Like I was like tearing up. Chris literally was just looking at the screen the whole time, holding my hand, like squeezing it. Like he was so excited, bless him. But yeah, Chris has been obviously amazing. Like it was very expected that this was going to happen, so obviously he's going to react amazingly. But yeah, it was nice. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't film any reaction between me and Chris because I didn't think I was, and I'm glad I did it because it was a nice moment for us to share. And if I don't think I would have shared it anywhere, if you know what I mean. But yeah, what cravings have I had? Sour sweets. I've been obsessed with sour sweets. White chocolate digestives, can't get enough. And like any meal that involves gravy, so like a Sunday dinner, a chard in the hole, a bangers and mash, what else, anything that involves gravy, like a cooked dinner with gravy, unreal. I can't get enough of it. I would drink gravy if I could. Like I'm obsessed with gravy. Quavers, I've been loving quavers. Oh, and meal deal, like a meal deal chicken and stuffing sandwich, but only a meal deal one. Like I couldn't go and get like a chicken and stuffing sandwich, like the meal deal ones from Sainsbury's. Chef's kiss. Someone asked, I got a few questions this, will your boob job affect anything like regarding like breastfeeding and things? Like, so as far as I'm aware, no. When I found out, I called up my surgeon and asked him, and because I didn't have any like nipple movement or anything and nothing was cut around my nipple, I should be fine. It shouldn't affect it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But if the people that were asking because they've had one, talk to your surgeon and ask them, because they know what procedure they did on you and they know how it will work, if you know what I mean. So I didn't want to like answer too many questions because there are things that I like to keep to myself, so this will be the last question. The last question is, will you show when baby is born? Yes, I will. Purely that is a decision that me and Chris have made, and yes, I will show baby's face when they're born. I won't be showing, like, I'll see what I'm comfortable with at the time, but I definitely will be showing baby's face because I would just like to. That's personally my decision. I would like to do that. So yeah, I will be showing baby's face when they are born. I know a lot of people don't want to do that, especially when they are in the same career as me, but personally me and Chris feel comfortable with it. So yeah, you will all see little baby. Thank you for tuning in. This wasn't too long of a video because I didn't want to. There was a few questions that were quite personal that I didn't want to answer, so I just wanted to do a general consensus. But if you've got any other questions, please DM me and I will try to get back to you. I will be doing vlogs and things. I'll be a lot more active on here over the next 6 months, which is how long I'll be pregnant for now. And yeah, if you want like a part 2 after I've done my second trimester, then please let me know. But yeah, I'll see you later.